أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
قال له موسى هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا.
Moses said to him, "May I follow you on the condition that you teach me from what you have been taught of sound judgment?"
قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا.
He said, "Indeed, with me you will never be able to have patience.
وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا.
And how can you have patience for what you do not encompass in knowledge?"
قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا.
Moses said, "You will find me, if Allah wills, patient, and I will not disobey you in any order."
قال فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرا.
He said, "Then if you follow me, do not ask me about anything until I make to you about it mention."
فانطلقا حتى إذا ركبا في السفينة خرقها قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها لقد جئت شيئا إمرا.
So they set out, until when they had embarked on the ship, al-Khidh tore it open. Moses said, "Have you torn it open to drown its people? You have certainly done a grave thing."
قال ألم أقل إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا.
Al-Khidh said, "Did I not say that with me you would never be able to have patience?"
قال لا تؤاخذني بما نسيت ولا ترهقني من أمري عسرا.
Moses said, "Do not blame me for what I forgot, and do not cover me in my matter with difficulty."
فانطلقا حتى إذا لقيا غلاما فقتله قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس لقد جئت شيئا نكرا.
So they set out, until when they met a boy, Al-Khidh killed him. Moses said, "Have you killed a pure soul for other than having killed a soul? You have certainly done a deplorable thing."
قال ألم أقل لك إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا.
Al-Khidh said, "Did I not tell you that with me you would never be able to have patience?"
قال إن سألتك عن شيء بعدها فلا تصاحبني قد بلغت من لدني عذرا.
Moses said, "If I should ask you about anything after this, then do not keep me as a companion. You have obtained from me an excuse."
فانطلقا حتى إذا أتيا أهل قرية استطعما أهلها فأبوا أن يضيفوهما فوجدا فيها جدارا يريد أن ينقض فأقامه قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليه أجرا.
So they set out, until when they came to the people of a town, they asked its people for food, but they refused to offer them hospitality. And they found therein a wall about to collapse. So Al-Khidh restored it. Moses said, if you wished, you could have taken for it a payment.
قال هذا فراق بيني وبينك سأنبئك بتأويل ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا.
Al-Khidh said, this is parting between me and you. I will inform you of the interpretation of that about which you could not have patience.
أما السفينة فكانت لمساكين يعملون في البحر فأردت أن أعيبها وكان وراءهم ملك يأخذ كل سفينة غصبا.
As for the ship, it belonged to poor people working at sea, so I intended to cause defect in it, as there was after them a king who seized every good ship by force.
وأما الغلام فكان أبواه مؤمنين فخشينا أن يرهقهما طغيانا وكفرا.
And as for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that he would overburden them by transgression and disbelief.
فأردنا أن يبدلهما ربهما خيرا منه زكاة وأقرب رحما.
So we intended that their Lord should substitute for them one better than him in purity and nearer to mercy.
وأما الجدار فكان لغلامين يتيمين في المدينة وكان تحته كنز لهما وكان أبوهما صالحا فأراد ربك أن يبلغا أشدهما ويستخرجا كنزهما رحمة من ربك وما فعلته عن أمري ذلك تأويل ما لم تسطع عليه صبرا.
And as for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys in the city, and there was beneath it a treasure for them, and their father had been righteous. So your Lord intended that they reach maturity and extract their treasure as a mercy from your Lord. And I did it not of my own accord. That is the interpretation of that about which you could not have patience.
ويسألونك عن ذي القرنين قل سأتلو عليكم منه ذكرا.
And they ask you, O Muhammad, about Dhil Qarnayn. Say, I will recite to you about him a report.
إنا مكنا له في الأرض وآتيناه من كل شيء سببا.
Indeed, we established him upon the earth, and we gave him to everything a way.
فأتبع سببا.
So he followed a way.
حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب في عين حمئة ووجد عندها قوما قلنا يا ذا القرنين إما أن تعذب وإما أن تتخذ فيهم حسنا.
Until, when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it as if setting in a spring of dark mud, and he found near it a people. Allah said, O Dhil Qarnayn, either you punish them or else adopt among them a way of goodness.
قال أما من ظلم فسوف نعذبه ثم يرد إلى ربه فيعذبه عذابا نكرا.
He said, as for one who wrongs, we will punish him. Then he will be returned to his Lord, and he will punish him with a terrible punishment.
وأما من آمن وعمل صالحا فله جزاء الحسنى وسنقول له من أمرنا يسرا.
But as for one who believes and does righteousness, he will have a reward of paradise, and we will speak to him from our command with ease.
ثم أتبع سببا
Then he followed away,
حتى إذا بلغ مطلع الشمس وجدها تطلع على قوم لم نجعل لهم من دونها سترا.
until when he came to the rising of the sun, he found it rising on a people for whom we had not made against it any shield.
كذلك وقد أحطنا بما لديه خبرا.
Thus, and we had encompassed all that he had in knowledge.
ثم أتبع سببا
Then he followed away,
حتى إذا بلغ بين السدين وجد من دونهما قوما لا يكادون يفقهون قولا.
until when he reached a pass between two mountains, he found beside them a people who could hardly understand his speech.
قالوا يا ذا القرنين إن يأجوج ومأجوج مفسدون في الأرض فهل نجعل لك خرجا على أن تجعل بيننا وبينهم سدا.
They said, O Dhil Qarnayn, indeed Gog and Magog are great corruptors in the land. So may we assign for you an expenditure that you might make between us and them a barrier?
قال ما مكني فيه ربي خير فأعينوني بقوة أجعل بينكم وبينهم ردما.
He said, That in which my Lord has established me is better than what you offer. But assist me with strength, I will make between you and them a dam.
آتوني زبر الحديد حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا حتى إذا جعله نارا قال آتوني أفرغ عليه قطرا.
Bring me sheets of iron, until, when he had leveled them between the two mountain walls, he said, Blow with bellows, until when he had made it like fire, he said, Bring me, that I may pour over it molten copper.
فما استطاعوا أن يظهروه وما استطاعوا له نقبا.
So Gog and Magog were unable to pass over it, nor were they able to effect in it any penetration.
قال هذا رحمة من ربي فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكا وكان وعد ربي حقا.
Dhil Qarnayn said, This is a mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, he will make it level, and ever is the promise of my Lord true.
وتركنا بعضهم يومئذ يموج في بعض ونفخ في الصور فجمعناهم جمعا.
And we will leave them that day surging over each other, and then the horn will be blown, and we will assemble them in one assembly.
وعرضنا جهنم يومئذ للكافرين عرضا. And
we will present hell that day to the disbelievers on display.
الذين كانت أعينهم في غطاء عن ذكري وكانوا لا يستطيعون سمعا.
Those whose eyes had been within a cover from my remembrance, and they were not able to hear.